Hey everyone, my name is Debbie Lane. I am the owner and creator of Pottery House, and I have challenged myself to creating more content that hopefully will be helpful to you, or maybe you would just enjoy watching. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself today and also just show you some of the things that I will be working on today that I will do more videos on as far as the process goes in the very near future. As I go through this process and I'm learning and getting my video legs on me, if you want to see anything in particular, or if there's something that interests you in pottery or whatever else that you see on my channel as time goes on, feel free to drop it in the comments and let me know, and I will address that if it's in my wheelhouse, and if it's not, I'll still try to do something on it. All right, so without further ado, as I said, I am the owner and operator of Pottery House. Pottery House came about 12 years ago when I decided that I wanted to start playing around with pottery. I am a self-taught potter, so I have not taken any formal classes. I have looked at some YouTube videos in order to get past what I needed to get past along the way. Like in the beginning, when I first started throwing on the wheel, I could not, for the life of me, center and get an even-walled vase at all, or any vessel for that matter. So it was very frustrating, and since I'm a visual learner, I decided to go online and try to find a video where someone was throwing, showing it close up of their hands, the movement of their hands. And from there, I was able to determine what I was doing wrong and correct that, and here we are. So anyways, the Pottery House name came from, I used to have just a little shed that I worked out of. It was one of those little mobile sheds, and I have fur babies that would come inside and look at what I was doing and then go outside again and come back in and go out and in and out and in and out. So it was the Pitter of Little Feet. I was the potter, and that little shed was my Pottery House. So that's how Pottery House came about, and as soon as it came out of my mouth, it stuck. So it's been that way ever since, even before I started selling and doing things like that. So that's how I came about, and that's the beginning of my journey. And as I grew and created more and more items and got so much stuff, I decided that I've got to do something with it. I don't have that many friends and family that I can give all of this to, so I started selling, and that also was to help support my pottery habit, because you know it is very expensive with supplies and buying different templates or molds or tools to work with and things like that. You can drop a lot of money in pottery or any other craft, I'm sure. So that helped me out along the way, and I just continued to grow from there. So I have not only grown in the ability to create quality pieces, but I've also grown a lot in style and function. So I'm very proud of where I am today. Today, I'm going to be working on several things. A few things that I'm going to be working on are just literally templates that I'm going to create with, because at this point I do wheel work, but I also do a lot of slab work and hand building, depending on what I want to create and what I want it to look like. That's the big thing. I don't have one here with me. It's in my mobile studio, which I will try to throw some stuff in there later on about that. That is a new thing that has come about in this last year, and it has been fantastic. I love my mobile studio. It's actually an old school bus that I remodeled And so the interior is just for display, and I can take it to markets, or I can have it open here at the house for people to come and view my work here. And I just absolutely love it. And it's very well received everywhere I take it. Everybody loves it. They think it's just the coolest thing ever. And that just makes me feel awesome, because me and my husband remodeled that ourselves. He was the muscle and I was the designer, obviously. But without him, I couldn't have done it. That was just so much work. It was so much work, but it was well worth it. So I'm very excited about that. That bust just really makes me happy. I'll definitely have to do a video on it and show y'all more about what I did and how I did it, and just what it looks like. But today, one of the things I'm going to be working on first is I have been commissioned by a friend of mine to make some super giant mugs. And when I say giant mugs, I mean giant mugs. He wants them like 7 inches tall and 4 inches around. Well, this is a prototype that the handles separated when I was trying out handles, just to see what I wanted to do for him as far as a handle. So I like the handle, but I'm going to have to work on the attachment part of that. And we've had some really crazy weather here, like everybody probably. And it's been so humid and muggy that it's kind of created a weird environment for my pottery to dry. It's either too wet or it's too dry, and things just don't work the same sometimes. But anyways, this one is actually about, I think 5.5 inches tall, but it is 4 inches around. So you can see how huge this thing is. I don't know what he's going to drink out of it, but whatever it is, it's going to be a lot, I can assure you. But anyway, so I'm going to be working on a set of these so that I can make them taller and get the handle right and things like that, so that I can get him off my back and he'll be happy with his pieces. I'm also doing he smokes cigars, so I'm doing a cigar tray for him that's going to be specially made. And if y'all want to hang on just a second, I'll go get that, because I have that made in bisqueware. So this is actually going to be his cigar tray. It's got a lid, obviously. This will be the inside. So what I have done here, I actually made this slab built. So, just made all of this with a slab and attached it together to make the bowl. I decided to give him some little spaces to, like a cigarette. This will hold his cigar if he wants to rest it in the tray. When he goes to put it out, he has a little space here to snuff it out. And then, so that it's not just open all the time, we have a lid. And so that's how that's going to go together. Glazing, haven't decided on glazing yet, so that one's ready to be glazed. It's all set and ready to go. So we'll see when I go to glazing my next round of glaze firing. That will be one of the things that are in it. All right, so one of the other things that I'm going to do as far as setting up templates is I have drawn an abundance of things. These are different designs that I have drawn over the years, and I still continue to do so from time to time when a design or a shape strikes me that I want to remember, or that I think I like, or that I want to try to create. And so I will do that. So things like this, the intention is to have that put together in pieces. So this would be a piece, and this would be a piece, and this would be a piece, kind of like a patchwork. And same for this. This could actually be wheel thrown and then separated out for different designs. And actually, I guess all of them could be wheel thrown if you wanted to do that. But I like to be extra. So most of those to me would be put together in pieces. And this is an example of a picture that I created from one of those drawings. So you can see that all of this, and it's probably got some wet clay stuff on it because it is a clay studio, so that stuff gets everywhere. But you see that these are put together in pieces, and what I did was create a template, and that was so hard to do on this roundy vessel, but I created the templates, different pieces that would go together. This one, I made one of these, and they were so difficult to put together I didn't get back to it, but I still have the template years ago, and it was so beautiful and it was perfect. This one is also perfect, but I did not bring this wall up enough. So when I pour, it works fine, but if you pour too fast, it's going to come out the sides here. So that's something to watch. And that's something that you have to pay attention to as far as function goes and your design. So, you know, design is very important to function. But I'll do some more of these. I absolutely love them, but they are a bear to put together just because, you know, you have such high freestanding pieces to it. So sometimes it's a little difficult to get it put together at the right stage. But I absolutely love these. I think they're beautiful and they're unique. And so I will definitely be making more of those, and I'll be making some templates based on my drawings today, in addition to the one that I already have for this, to maybe refine it a little bit, or maybe just make a different shape. So that's one of the things. I'm also going to be exploring what I want to do with my mugs. Currently, this is the shape of my hand-built mugs, and I really love them. It's one of my best sellers. Everybody adores the look, and this one is definitely covered in clay because I use it for all of my stuff. For attachments, this actually has some vinegar in there for me to attach handles and so forth. So it's a clay working piece, but this one, you see how, you know, it's the same style, and this is a commercial glaze. I usually layer the commercial glazes, so, you know, they come out drippy and runny and very interesting, and that's great. But I have decided that I want to work on ash glazes, and this is a few examples of my ash glaze with some colorant in there. So these are colored pigments that are in the ash glaze, because your typical ash glaze is either going to be the creams and browns or something of that nature, tans, something like that, because, you know, ash is natural, so, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of natural colorant in there. So putting color on there and or just leaving it natural. This one actually is a more natural color on there. It's just mixed with some porcelain, so it has a smoother finish to it, which is interesting in itself. So that's been a big thing for my journey in making this ash glaze, is learning how it reacts with different melting material as well as different clay. So it's interesting. You see how this one is a little more rough, and this was actually a tester mug to see how it would work on an upright vessel. And so I have some work to do on that to make sure it's smooth and it feels good to the touch, because right now it's pretty rough. And even, I don't mind a rough vessel because I like to feel the bare clay, but this is a little too rough even for me. So I'm going to be working on that to try to mix some testers that would be a little smoother and melt better, so that, you know, I have a better finish on the exteriors. And playing around with some more of that. Also, I don't particularly like this shaped mug with this glaze. So I think that I'm going to go back to some wheel thrown mugs, and I'm going to be playing around with shapes today on the wheel thrown mugs to see what I think that I will like. I may just throw out several different shapes and sizes and styles so that I can just glaze test all of them and see which ones that I like as far as the shape and style, along with my ash glaze, because it does make a difference. You don't think it does, but sometimes it does make a difference. You know, there's just two different things. It's two different styles, so you can see, you know, the difference between the two. It makes it look like, you know, there's no comparison between the two. So there's that. So anyways, if you have any questions or anything, I would love to hear them. Like I said, drop them in the comments and let me know if there's anything that you're interested in seeing, or if there's anything else you want to know about me. I'm very new to this, so I would love all of y'all's input and comments. That would help me a lot along the way to make content that you would really enjoy. If you see this, I hope, and you're not a subscriber, I hope that you do subscribe so that you can see what I do in the future. I'm going to be very down to earth. I'm not going to be fancy dancy. So this is going to be me, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I also do a lot of gardening and a lot of food preservation. So I'm sure along the way that I will be sharing some of that, because I really enjoy doing that. To me, it kind of goes along with the natural clay pottery, because I am making sure that I am feeding my family, which is just me and my husband, but it's still my family, the best that we can, and staying away from preservatives and things like that, you know, for healthy living. As you can tell by the color of my hair, I am not getting any younger. So as we get older, that's also important to us. So again, questions, comments, drop them. Questions, comments, drop them in the comments. And if you like this and you want to, subscribe and like this video so more people can see it. All right, thanks. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day.